What's happening, everyone? You are back once again with the Republic of Gaming podcast. I am your host, Ronan Fox. With me, as always, we have Kevin Toner,
All right, lads, what's the crack?
we
How's
have
everyone
Paddy
doing?
Toner,
Well, lads, what's going on?
and we have the gracious Seamus Fanning. How are you doing, Shay?
Oh, gracious as always, you know me, living for the moment and all that.
What happened to you today, Seamus? You were telling us that something crazy happened.
Just don't go outside. Anyone who's Irish, just don't go outside.
If you're Irish and a gamer, stay indoors.
Yeah.
This is not. This is not
drill.
drill.
If you want to see four sweaty guys on a podcast, you are in the right place.
At the right time.
Towels at the ready, boys.
Right, so as always, we start the show with what we're playing. So, Paddy, let's throw it to you first. What have you been playing?
I've been playing some God of War. I've
Ooh.
recently finished it, and it was fantastic.
I actually played the opening up until the Stranger fight when Sean Malloy, a good friend from America, was over, and it was phenomenal. Tell me how you felt about the whole game.
It reminded
free.
Spoiler free. It dragged me back to. I love a good story based game, and it reminded me of like The Last of Us or something like that. Like a really in depth story, and you're following along. It's an open world, but you don't really have to go off in a different direction if you don't want to. There's plenty to explore, but it kind of keeps you on the right path. And the little boy, as he calls him, he brings you along, and he says, "Oh, we can go on a side quest, or we can do this, we can do that," and it really brings you into a great story of the God of War series, and which you don't really realize it, but it follows on from the last one.
Yeah,
and it's a really enjoyable game, and I played it right through to the end, and I'd play it again. I'd probably keep playing it now. Everyone seems to have platinum it, so I might give it a shot.
There seems to be a lot of game time after you actually complete the story. How does the gameplay kind of continue on after the main story is completed? Is it just bosses to take down?
There's loads of side quests and bosses to beat and stuff like that. They're trying to keep you into the world, and you can loads of places to explore, and you can keep like it's RPG-esque. Like you can keep updating your weapons and your clothing and your armor, and so like they've put a lot of effort and time into it, and I hope that they keep bringing out games like this with really base story. I like multiplayer games, but there's nothing like sitting and escaping into a world with a nice story, and I feel like you're actually a part of it rather than, multiplayer games are great, but it's good to have something different.
Yeah, they had a really good long break before they released that one, though, didn't they? They hadn't been around for a couple of years, so like that game.
I think they left it a good time to redo they tried to bring out the brand again, and they did it in a good way where they jumped into a different mythological time where they went to the Norse. Like it's very good, very well done. It's got 100 out of 100 out of everywhere, and I see why. Like it's brilliant.
Yeah, Sony Santa Monica Games did an amazing job. The one thing that I found at the start of that game was I loved the journal inputs. Like you're reading through basically. Is it Arteus or Artreus?
Artem, isn't it?
Atreus.
Atreus, that's it.
Atreus is the son, and he's actually writing the journal. And I found it just engaging just to read a piece of, a piece of input that he was after doing in the journal, whether it was about an enemy that you're just after taking down, or whether it was an area that you started to explore. What I loved about it, and I got recommended to play that game up until the Stranger fight. And I've said it before, but one of the best bosses I've ever fought is that Stranger, and like it was just the way the world starts to crumble around you. It feels like he's unbeatable, and in a way you're able to take him out and beat him, and it blew me away. I actually went and purchased that game straight away because I was actually playing on a friend's account, and I purchased the game straight after I played it. I thought it was really unique. I love the mechanic where you throw the axe and you bring it straight back, and you can cut through 3 or 4 enemies. And yeah, it's gorgeous as well. Like it really is one of the best looking games on the console.
If Spider-Man or Red Dead Redemption 2 doesn't bring it, like it's up for Game of the Year straight away. Like there's not much more that can come out this year that would be better than it. In my opinion, anyway.
No, that's like I can see that a lot of people are saying that it's literally the perfect game. Like there's nothing that they would change or try to improve, and it makes me interested for that series going forward because I was never really a God of War fan. I appreciated it, but the whole hack and slash games sometimes don't grab me, and the old God of Wars were just the type that just didn't grab me for story or for gameplay. I don't know what it was, but this one, right from the get go, it just brings you into that world, and it's phenomenal.
They're after flipping his character. Like in the original ones, he was very arrogant and it was all about himself and the me, and he wanted to be this and he wanted to be the best god in the world or ever or whatever. And this one, he's kind of more grown up. He's a leader. He's a teacher. Like they've after developing his character. Like it's a great way. It's a great way to shift the series so they can develop into a newer game. Like even at the, and I'm not going to spoil the game, but even at the end of the game, there's a final scene in it, and you're just like, oh, I want to keep playing more. So I want to know what's happening next, and that's what really should happen in games. That you're dying just to get the next one. We're probably not going to see it for years, probably the next console before we see one. But I can't wait for it.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely going to jump into that game. I think when it first came out, there was just so much around when it came out that I just never got a chance to play it. I was building the PC at the same time, and I kind of just got stuck into playing PUBG and that. But that's definitely a game that I'm going to check out. I think it was on sale already on PSN. I think it was dropped down to like 40 quid. So if you haven't picked that one up, that is a recommendation from Paddy there. Kevin, what have you been playing lately?
Well, to be honest, for me, it's just been a week of being sucked back into old games because I started playing Pokemon Go again, totally addicted to that. And Fortnite got us hooked into me again, and I thought I was done with Fortnite.
Well, you're living with Paddy, so that's I can see how that can happen.
Can't get away from it.
Paddy's just in your ear while you're asleep going, Fortnite.
Drop it tilted. Where are we
Season
dropping
5 is coming.
Where are we dropping the boys?
What other old games are you playing, Kevin?
Well, actually, I haven't really been playing much this week. I've been busy, but I did actually kickstart a game. I donated to a Kickstarter for. It's a game that made by a YouTuber called the 8-Bit Guy, and he's made 2 of his own games before and sold like 1,000 or 2,000, sold from his own page, but he kickstarted this one looking for 25 grand US. Ended up getting
a lot for a game.
No, because he's doing it himself, you see, and
Nice.
he's getting donations of music. It's a DOS game, and he ended up getting over 110 grand.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's going to be really interesting to see his updates because he hasn't really updated much. But,
what style of game? What style of game is it?
It's actually an RTS game, which is really rare on DOS computers.
Nice.
It's called Planet X3. I really recommend giving him a look. 8-Bit Guy, Planet X3.
Planet
next
X3.
update will be from Vegas.
Another recommendation there. Seamus, what have you been jamming?
Well, if anyone read me post on the Facebook page there during the week, I finally finished 100%ed Bloodstained Curse of the Moon. That has been my goal for the last couple of weeks. No, it is my game of the year so far, but I haven't played God of War yet. And I love kind of those 8-bit, 16-bit Castlevania type games, so that I have been literally glued to. For anyone who wants to play it through it, like there's like 5 or 6 different ways to finish the game, and then they've got extra modes added on. There's not much story to the game. It's kind of, you just get different endings and stuff, but it's just well worth a play. And
so give me a picture here. Who are you using? What are you doing? Is it the same as kind of the Castlevania games, that type of?
So it's very much like Castlevania, but if you can kind of switch between characters if you choose to take them with you. So you start off with just Zangatsu, who's just a normal guy. He doesn't have a whip like you would have in Castlevania. He has a sword. And then you pick up Miriam and stuff and Alfred along the way. I can't think of the vampire's name. That'll come back to me anyway. But you can kind of take different routes through the game and stuff. Each character has their own traits and stuff that make the game a little bit easier in some ways and a bit harder in other ways. You can take alternate ways through it, like it's all set up a bit differently. Then once you
unlock kind of different areas with different abilities that you go through, exactly. It's that style of game, yeah?
Yeah, so when you finish the game the first time, you have to start it all over again, but you don't start with the first guy. So you have everyone else, so you can kind of use their abilities to get you into different places and see the game from a different angle. So
one guy can maybe jump higher than the last guy.
Exactly, yeah. or one guy can slide through nooks and crannies and stuff like that. Like there's all different kind of ways to it.
Yeah, that's really interesting. So when you're going through the game for, say, the first time, you can see areas that you can't reach, and then when you go with your second character, you can reach it. I like that kind of style of game. It's interesting, and it keeps replayability as well, I think.
It does, especially because there's so many different endings and stuff as well. You can choose to either like take characters with you, or if you kill them off, your own character at the start of the game gains new abilities instead, so you can play it through a completely different way with one character.
Right.
There's also boss rush mode and different difficulties and slight variations of how the game is played. And on the second playthrough, you have different bosses and stuff at the end as well. So it kind of it keeps you interested. But like, I love those kind of games anyway. So for me, it was just a no-brainer, and it's only a tenner.
Nice. So that's 3 good recommendations from the guys. I have been playing. It's an old game as well. It was on PS3 and it was remastered actually for PS4. A game called Dragon's Dogma, and the remastered version, I believe, is called The Dark Arisen. It is an action RPG in the same vein as your typical fantasy. I would call it Tolkien-esque, like Lord of the Rings style fantasy. You can fight goblins, orcs, but the interesting thing about this game that no other game does is there's a system in it called a pawn system. And what that means is you create 2 characters, and one of those characters is a pawn. He or she basically helps you through your journey. And the interesting thing about it is you can bring other players' pawns into your game. So Seamus, say if you create a character, I could actually go and bring your character into my game, and then that would actually help your character level up on your game. It's a really interesting aspect. I've never seen it before. I've seen, Dark Souls does a kind of a weird online aspect, which is similar, but this is, you don't actually control this character. The character comes in as an NPC, helps me on a quest, and then goes back. And when you log on to your game, then you will see that, oh, your pawn's after helping me, she has gained this experience, she's picked up these weapons. It's a really interesting way to have online, but actually not have peer-to-peer, if you get me. And the game does a lot of interesting things, as far as it was one of the first games where in Shadow of the Colossus, you grab on to the enemy, the bosses, and you climb up them. Well, Dragon's Dogma does that as well. You can actually climb on to dragons. The dragon will fly up into the sky. You'll still be hanging on. There's a stamina meter, going down as you're holding on. And it's really interesting. It's a game that, because now we're on a bit of a lull, we don't have much coming out for a while. It's a game that I just wanted to get my teeth stuck in at, and I've put in about maybe 6 hours here or there. With the weather that we're having lately, it's kind of hard to do any sort of game, and as you can see the sweat running off the top of my forehead.
It's barbecue weather.
But no, that's all I'd say. That's another recommendation. If you are interested in action RPGs, check Dragon's Dogma, The Dark Arisen out. It's really interesting. It does a lot of unique things that I think some people will find very unique and interesting.
We'll drop all our recommendations tomorrow in the group.
Yeah, we'll put up the recommendations, because there's 4 decent games there that a lot of people mightn't have checked out. So there are our games that we are playing at the moment. We are going to move on to our news. And the first thing I want to start off with, because I think it's one of the most interesting ones, is Google are creating a console to rival the PS4 and the Xbox. They want to create something that is as powerful. They are putting a lot of money into trying to get gaming development teams to come on and develop for their console. And I just want to throw it to you guys. And Paddy, if you want to start the ball rolling on what you think of Google coming into the console world.
Well, a lot of companies would be afraid to jump in this late into the gaming market. It's very hard to get in. You have Nintendo, which has been around forever, and then PlayStation and Xbox are just behemoths in the market. You need a shit ton of money to get in at this deep, and Google have a shit ton of money and more. They have billions to play around with. And if we look at the likes of Netflix Netflix is worth 100 billion today. That's because of a streaming service that's easy accessible. All you have to do is click on your TV, and there it is. And it's fantastic. And to me, I've said it before, the future of gaming is not in a physical form. It's going to be a digital service. And what Google is actually offering is to have that their servers take you connect to the game. They bounce the game from their massive computer server, their computers, their PCs, high tech PCs, and you play it straight there on your TV, straight there on your desktop. If they decide to take that step before Xbox and PlayStation take that step, they have a massive advantage. The next PlayStation 5 is probably going to have a disc drive, and so is the Xbox. What if Google come in first and just to say, we're going to take the step before you take it? We've got a lot of money. Let's see it catch up. I'd say it's going to take on it. The only downside I say at this time is, are we ready for it? Do we have the right internet for this service? Or
I
is
don't.
It just, no, you don't. But like, that's the only downturn. Is it? I don't know if we're quite ready yet. But someone has to take that step, and I think they're the right people to do it.
That's a really good point, Paddy. I never really looked at it that way before, but very interesting point. And I think if you look at, people won't have the right internet, but you could say that about the previous consoles that came out. Xbox was fully online when it came out. Xbox One, I think you always need to be online. Games, you need to buy a physical form if you're still into physical, put it into your disk drive, and then download the game. So I mean, the whole thing about internet, I know the speed does make a difference, but most people that are in built-up areas will have, I think, sufficient internet for this service, and I think that's a fantastic point. I never really looked at it that way before.
But haven't PlayStation and Xbox taken that kind of step with the PlayStation Now kind of stuff? Like, but that's their initiation into that kind of step. They're testing the water to see if people want to stream games, and if people can, like, they'll get feedback for that as to how many people are doing it. Like,
yeah, but they haven't really jumped dive headfirst into it, getting studios to make games specifically for that. Like Xbox,
I don't think they
Xbox
have to.
I know you don't have to, but that is the future of gaming. And I just say Google wants to take that chance and get into this market. This is the way they're going to have to do it. They can't come in the same way as Xbox.
Oh no, they have to come with something original. I understand that. Yeah.
I think the best point you made there, Paddy, was comparing it with Netflix. I think the minute you said that, something just triggered in my head, and I could imagine myself, just as I do, I sit down in front of my TV, I flick through Netflix, what game or what movie do I want to play? I could see myself flicking through with a controller. What game do I want to play? So
do they need a console for this? Can they not just have an app and a controller?
But like, it would
if you sorry not to interrupt you, but if they are doing that sort of streaming service, they don't need to make a €500 console with its own power.
That's what I'm saying.
They just need to make a glorified
handheld box.
Yeah,
or a Chromecast or something.
Chromecast would be great.
Like a Skybox.
But I know, I think to make it marketable with the likes of Sony and Xbox, I think there does need to be this stylish little box to go with it, and whatever you want to call it, console, Android box. Like, I mean, like, it's going to be, and Paddy said it, it's going to be a case where we're going to have a streaming service, whether we like it or not, in say 5 to 10 years time. And if they come out with this cool little box that has no disc, you just sit it under your telly and you plug your internet cable into it, and boom, you have just any amount of games for a subscription or whatever way they're going to work it. I think
20,
it's... Yeah, no, go on, Paddy.
No, like something like if you're paying, what do you pay for Netflix? 13 quid or whatever it is a month, and 4 people on it or whatever. But like if you had that service, you had 20 quid, you spent 20 quid a month, and you could play any game you wanted. It's like, who wouldn't buy it? And like, if it was so easy, you could play it on any TV that has internet. Obviously, like most smart TVs do have these days. Like, you definitely do it. Like 20 quid, even if there wasn't a box, I'd be subscribing to that. Like,
another thing you can say as well, Paddy, is Netflix didn't really kick off for the first couple of years.
Oh no, definitely. They laundered money for its first while. They're still shit they're throwing money at, but it's working. Do you know what I mean? They're doing it. They're just buying licenses after licenses of shows, and it's working, and that's the future.
Yeah, well, seeing Netflix now, they have so many like the Netflix originals. The quality of those shows are, they outclass a lot of normal TV, if you ask me. And I can see game developers coming and saying, well, I want to actually get myself in with this service because everyone and their mother has it on their TV or can get it. And yeah, I think that's a really good point. Anyone else want to jump in and maybe
Google looking into this and hiring people isn't outside their own possibility. They are working on something like this because they're working on everything, but them hiring people and looking into it and talking to people at E3 and all this doesn't necessarily we're going to get it. It's just Google are throwing money at everything: AI, space, self-driving cars, all that stuff. But it'll be interesting to see if it happens and what it is.
Who's to say that they just don't partner with someone else? They don't partner with the likes of Steam or something like that and just offer the service to them.
Because Steam wouldn't partner with anyone.
I'm just saying, like, or to say that they don't sell the idea once they have it finished, but like Steam's probably the only one outside of like the consoles.
Steam not released a box already, and it didn't work.
Yeah, the Steam box. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
they have released that, and to be honest with you, like I've often thought about that. In no kind of store that I walked into have I seen in my face, buy a Steam box now. It just doesn't seem to be, you know, they didn't market it well. I don't think people knew who
the controller is awful.
Whether it was for PC gamers or whether it was for console gamers, it was that middle ground, and I just don't think there was a big enough market. But for Google, if they come out and say this is a next generation console, to like when you start bringing in, it's compared to PlayStation and Xbox. That's what gets your ears, you know, perked. And I think, Paddy, I looked at it now in a different light after hearing what you say. What I kind of thought initially was this is such a difficult market to come into, where even Xbox are slightly drowning. They're still a success, but they're slightly drowning in, and they're selling better than they've ever any other console previous. But I don't know. I always felt the market was a very difficult place to, you know, just pop in and try and make a stance. But like you say, if they come in with the, you know, streaming services, subscription, I think it could be, if it worked and if they got enough games and enough exclusives, I think it could be a success.
Hopefully.
So next up, because that was an interesting one. We'll get something a little bit more on the downer. PUBG have dropped the lawsuit against Epic. Now, is anyone surprised with this, or does anyone have a 2 cents that they want to throw at it? Kevin, you look like you're interested there on
I am
butchering PUBG.
It's actually not. I think Epic are the bad guys, because when you go back to the actual start of when this started, it was the original article about this was released on a Korean newspaper and their website, and it said that PUBG Corp is bringing a lawsuit against Epic Studios in Korea. It was actually filed in Korea.
Yeah.
But it said nothing else. Everyone assumed it was about the Battle Royale, but no one ever confirmed that. And any article since, from Kotaku, from IGN, GameSpot, they all went back to this single article. But more information has come out because PUBG is built on the Unity engine, or not? Is it Unity?
It's Epic's engine, yeah.
Yeah, Epic's engine, and they worked with Epic to develop the game, because when a game is successful, they earn royalties on it. So the more successful a game is, the more royalties they'll earn, the more money they get. So they want these games to succeed. But the shitty thing comes in is they knew PUBG were releasing this. It was in early access, and sorry about that. It was in early access, and they went and supposedly used their insider knowledge of PUBG to make their own game, and them knowing their engine inside and out, were able to get it out much faster. Unreal Engine, thanks Emerald in the chat.
Yeah, and, I know where you're coming from, but when you lease a game engine off a developer or off a company that leases their game engine out, you're not tied into, like, Epic weren't tied into exactly what PUBG Corp are doing.
Oh, no. That doesn't mean they can't make their own game. It's not illegal in any way. It's just a bit shitty. But the major thing is that we should take away from this, that they didn't break any laws, but that could be considered kind of insider trading, but not really, because it's a game. But the thing is, if anybody else makes a game, they're less likely to go to Epic for the Unreal Engine because Epic did this to PUBG. What's not to say that they won't do it again for another game that someone else is making?
Yeah, but when are you going to get another kind of Battle Royale?
Well, not even Battle Royale, just anything built on the Unreal Engine.
I know, but Battle Royale was such a new thing that came onto the scene. When are you ever going to, like, if Unreal Engine is got off, I don't know, any other developer, and they go and make a first-person shooter, it's not going to have the same effect if Epic go and make a first-person shooter. The reason why this is so big is because the Battle Royale mode was new, it was fresh, it was something that we don't get in a generation. Like, when do we get a new genre of game that comes on and just takes over the world? And Battle Royale was that genre.
Yeah, but PUBG wasn't the first one to release a Battle Royale game.
No, but Brendan Green was the creator of the Battle Royale genre. Like, he created that mod in Arma, I think it was the third one. Really, yeah. And then he moved on. I think he did a bit of work on H1Z1. He worked on King of the Hill there. And then he moved on to PUBG Corp, obviously hired him to basically just put his idea on a full fresh game, and that's what PUBG is. The thing about it is, if like, there is a lot of hidden details with this PUBG and Epic lawsuit, and one thing that I read throughout the past few weeks is this lawsuit had absolutely nothing to do with the Battle Royale mode. They were trying to put up a lawsuit because of one, weapon design was very similar in PUBG and Epic. They had the exact same weapons. You had the Scar in PUBG, you had the Scar in Fortnite. You had a very similar interface. You're looking at the compass, you're looking at the mini map, you're looking at this, that, the guns. It was very similar, and they were trying to do more. They were trying to get under the skin to try and find a way to, upheave Epic, and it was never going to work. It was really just clinching at straws. The problem I think PUBG has is they're not developing their game as well as Epic are doing. Epic have that game polished within an inch of its life, whether you're paying on Xbox, whether it's on PlayStation, whether it's on PC. It's gorgeous and it runs smoothly, like unbelievably smoothly. With 100 players on a map, I never really get any glitches anymore. You might get one or two lags, but that game is a staple for proper games development and how you support a game from start to finish.
But if you look at it from another point of view, like if, say we're doing this podcast and I decide, oh, lads, did you hear I'm doing my own podcast? Regardless of whether my podcast is better, more polished and more professional or whatever, doesn't mean I deserve more credit or something. Like, it's still a shitty thing I've done betraying you.
I totally disagree with that. I really do.
I disagree as well.
I think you're taking something that, like, just because Seamus might go and write a song and record it. If I go and write a song and record it, like, it's not the same thing. Like, you have to like Fortnite and PUBG are totally different games. They have different elements. Fortnite has the building aspect, which takes it totally away from what PUBG is.
That was just the fact that PUBG were getting help from Epic developing the game in the engine, and then suddenly they come out with a very, very similar game. It does have a lot of different features, and they're two very different games. But it just, I think in the long run, it's going to hurt their image within.
Yeah, but would you say the same for Battlefield or having a Battle Royale mode, Call of Duty Battle Royale mode, Red Dead Redemption Battle Royale mode? Like, they're doing the exact same as Epic. Just Epic were on the ball a lot quicker than all those other games.
I don't know. It's just I don't think it's really about the Battle Royale mode. I think it's just about them suddenly turning around and releasing their own thing.
Yeah, I understand. Like, they brought out that game, the Save the World mode. It didn't do like
Still not
very
out.
well. I think a couple of people played it. Paddy probably was flat out on it there when it was first released.
I have played it. There's like it's business.
Yeah.
At the end of the day,
And they did nothing illegal and they made money. So
they did nothing illegal. They took a chance. They seen that this is going to be the next best thing. Like they took their, what would you say, like League of Legends has the same basic thing of like free to play, and it's all you do is pay for the skins, and that's massive. It's huge, and that the way to do that works.
And that's just
And
a rip of
Fortnite,
Dota. Like,
yeah, but they all do it, and then you have like Fortnite is so much into the people that play it. They put so much time and effort, and they update the game and they listen to the people. PUBG is not doing this. They're throwing the game out and just saying, there it is, lads, go for it, and then trying to sue someone because they're doing better. Like, I understand where Kevin's come from, that they've seen this inside. Like, I understand it, but I don't think I wouldn't call them the bad guys. I think it's just business. They're all that.
Well, I'm not really talking about the games themselves. It's more
it's just the business.
It's a dick move.
Fortnite is a much better game. Fortnite is a much better game.
With this, it's not even that better game. I think PUBG it has a lot of it could do a lot better if they put half the effort in that Fortnite's putting in. They would be up in one of the top games. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And you'd think an indie developer like PlayerUnknown would know not that people don't want microtransactions and loot boxes. It's like he's been indoctrinated and joined the Church of EA, you know?
Oh, the loot boxes in PUBG are absolutely garbage. I mean, I paid, I think it was €2.50. Yeah, €2.50, and I got a pair of shoes, and they were terrible.
A pair of shoes.
I was like, opening the boxes. What is it? A pair of shoes? I was like, no, this is not the way. This is not the way you do loot boxes.
Pay to win.
You open the box. What are those?
Platinum Jack was saying that he was playing Crash Bandicoot this week. The trilogy.
Shout out to Platinum. So we're actually going to go and talk about that now. So where are we here? Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy gets a new level. It's released on PC. It's got HDR support, like it needs to be any more gorgeous than it is. Faster loading times in this free update. So I played the Insane Trilogy. I absolutely loved it. It brought me back to those times where I was throwing controllers against the wall and nearly breaking my TV. But I completed the original one. I went on to play half of the second one, and I played about half the third one. So that's kind of where I stood with those. I got my time out with them. I don't think I'll go back. How about you guys?
Yeah, well, they're a bit frustrating, to say the least. But they're a great game. Like, it brings you back to the original type. You jump, punch, and no punching, but jumping, breaking boxes, and getting through the level as fast as you can. Yeah, spinning. I love that noise. Actually, now I think of it.
So when that game was coming out, when it was first mentioned, I think like even my wife turned around and goes, "Oh my god, like Crash Bandicoot is coming out," and like she's not as into games like as I am, of course, but like when I said Crash to her, I said, "Oh, Crash has been released." She goes, "You're getting it day one. We're going through that game," and she sat beside me like watching me die over and over again. I think Crash is that type of game where even if you're not a hardcore gamer like us, it's a game that you'll always remember if you're in that generation of being that game that was always there. It was probably one of the first games you got on your PlayStation 1, and I think it's a great game for its time, and I really enjoyed the original.
I love how Ronan said we're hardcore gamers.
No, not at all. We're slightly hardcore.
Live for it.
Even Nathan Drake loves Crash Bandicoot. It was in the third game.
Nice shout, actually. That was a great shout in that game, wasn't it?
It's brilliant. You could just actually play the level regularly. It was brilliant.
Yeah, no, it was deadly.
It plays on nostalgia, doesn't it? As soon as you hear Crash or Spyro or even Mario, you know what I mean? You just want to like, oh yes, I'm playing that. Yeah. Yes, I am. Oh, how is this so hard?
No, this wasn't as hard when I was younger. Oh no, it was, because I could only get to the third level when I was younger. Right, guys, the next one I'm going to do a little bit lighthearted as well is I want to shout out the free games on PlayStation Plus for July. They are Absolver and Heavy Rain. Anyone play these games, or is it new for both of these?
Heavy Rain is amazing. Like, well, not amazing. It's a Quantic Dream game. Love Quantic Dream games, and it means that now, since I have a few months ago, they came out with Beyond Two Souls free, and now they've Heavy Rain. I can get rid of one of my box games.
Nice.
Because I had the double pack, but I haven't played the other one, so.
I played Heavy Rain as well, and I actually really enjoyed it. Their first game that they released was called Fahrenheit, and that was basically, they threw all the fish into the barrel with that one, because Fahrenheit absolutely blew me away.
Did that have another name? Did it?
Sorry?
Did that have another name in a different territory?
And I don't know that. I just remember Fahrenheit came out. I think it was I'm nearly certain it was like PS2.
Yeah.
And then the next game was Heavy Rain, and that's what made me so excited, because I was after playing Fahrenheit. I was like, oh my god, we're getting another game from these guys. And Heavy Rain came out, and it was very serious, like a really kind of dark storyline to it. And yeah, I like it grabbed me. It's a game that I will only ever play once, because I know what happens, and the kid is not surviving my playthrough. But no, it's definitely worth picking up and playing once. If you're into those adventure-driven games, definitely pick it up. But I will warn you, it's dark as hell.
Interactive novel games.
Absolver.
That's me again. So Absolver is like a martial arts kind of grindy, beat 'em up online.
Dark Souls, you can throw that one in.
Like, yeah, you could per se, but it's hard as balls. It has a massive learning curve, and you really have to be patient with it. Like, you could be off fighting like just regular mobs, like NPCs, and someone else can just walk straight into your world, come behind you, and beat the shit out of you.
Nice. So exactly like Dark Souls.
No, well, you're not warned about it.
I suppose
starts thumping you in the back of the head, and you're like, "Well, hello."
So this is what I want to ask you. There's kind of you can create a unique fighting style. Is that true? You can create combos and stuff like that.
So
tell me about that.
You can take stuff from different styles of fighting. So you could take stuff from like jiu-jitsu or stuff like that. I personally am mastered the drunken monkey style, which is really hard to get actually. But you can take different, like you can take a sweep kick from one style of fighting and some punches and some movement from other styles of fighting and put it together and make your own kind of combinations. But there's there's like 1v1 tournaments and stuff. There's also 3v3 tournaments now. So if you do pick it up, I'll drag you along.
I'll definitely pick it up.
There's boss fights that are really kind of intricate and have their own. Like, it's not like they have cutscenes or special moments, but they'll do certain things or they'll move a certain way. And to learn moves and learn techniques from people, you have to learn to dodge and counter their moves. So that's the only way you can actually pick up and learn new styles and new kind of actions and stuff. It's really for what it is, like it's completely different than anything I've actually ever played before. And that's kind of why I bought it when it first came out. Like I had it day one, and I've been waiting for them to add more of a story to it, because they did say that eventually there will be more story to the game, but I'm just waiting for it to happen, because like I played through it, I finished it, I did some of what you do is you can build up schools, and it's like a guild or something like that, and if people are in your school, they learn your moves and stuff quicker.
You become a master, is that?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I've read that as well. It sounds very interesting.
People in your school will pick up your moves and stuff and your styles a bit quicker than people outside of it, so they can learn to fight like you quicker and stuff like that.
Nice. No, I'm definitely going to pick that one up. That's a game that when it was first released, I was very interested in it. They were saying that the netcode wasn't great at the start, but they've improved it. Then it dropped price, and I just didn't think there'd be enough people online playing it. So the fact that it's free, I am definitely going to be jumping on that. So Seamus, if you want to be my master and show me what is up in that game, I'll definitely run it with you.
I will show you the way.
Thank you, sir. So the next game that you get for free this month is Call of Duty Black Ops 3, which is I'll be honest here, I have no interest in any of the Call of Duty games since probably Modern Warfare 2. So if any of you have any love for Black Ops 3, let it go.
Played it online, done with it. It's like, I know Black Ops 4 is coming out, and that's why they've done this, but nah, nothing's changed.
Okay.
Jumping around kind of just puts me off. Just wasn't really into it.
Yeah. So there you go.
That's it.
Don't bother with
Black
that.
Ops is dead. Well, no, I'm going to get some stick for that one, but
So we're running a little bit short on time, and we wanted to create a new section called Deal of the Week. We were going to do a deal of the week each and kind of explain, but what we'll do is I'm going to pick one of the guys to promote their game for this week. Seamus, I think you had an interesting one. If you want to shout out your deal of the week.
I didn't really have an interest in one. I just one that's on sale at the PlayStation at the moment. It's actually a game that I bought on the PC and the PlayStation. It's not Bloodstained, don't worry. It's Overwatch. Overwatch Legendary Edition it's 20% off if you don't have PlayStation Plus, and it's 40% if you do. The original price is 60, so with the 40% off, it's €36.
Nice.
An Overwatch, if anyone hasn't played it, is like a team-based shooter. Everyone works towards the same objectives, either capture the flag or point control or moving a base or stuff like that. But every character in Overwatch has its own unique abilities and a unique way of playing the game. So it kind of gives everyone, it's like Team Fortress. So it gives everyone a role to play in a game per se.
And loads of people cosplay it at the conferences. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah, it is a huge game.
You know who? What's the main one? Tracer, I believe.
Tracer,
I never played the game, but I do know her. Let's do a quick run around. Paddy, what is your deal of the week? And we'll get through this section pretty quickly.
What's that one? Audi TT.
Isle of Man.
Isle of Man TT. I didn't actually get a chance to play it yet, but it's after this. This is the first time it's actually gone on sale, and I checked out your review on it, Ronan, and it was very good. It looked very like I'm not man enough to get on a motorbike myself, so I think I'll try. I think I'll step into the virtual world and see if I can, make a good racer out of myself.
Yeah, it's a quality game. I didn't think it was worth full price, but definitely now that it's on a deal,
dropped out to 30 quid.
Yeah, pick that thing up. Like it's really good, and the first person mode in that game will make you shit your panties.
Check out Ronan's review on the YouTube channel as well.
Yeah, check out the review there. Kev, do you have a quick hit there?
I do, and I'm kind of breaking the rules because it's not on sale, but it is a good deal. It's only $8.99. It's an indie game called Limbo.
Oh yes,
an amazing game. It's €4 or €5 on your iPad or your phone if you want to pick it up. Amazing game. Go play it.
And my one, like I do every time it's on a sale, pick up Alien Isolation if you haven't played it yet and you like the Alien movies. It's the closest thing you'll get to the original Alien movie, and it's phenomenal. Creative Assembly developed it, and them guys deserve your money because I want to see another one, even though we probably will never get one. Seamus, you said you had a question from the Facebook. If you want to hit it there.
No. From the Facebook. Sorry,
I got that wrong. Okay.
Yeah.
Forget about that one then.
I just want to give a quick shout out to Kenneth in the YouTube chat. Fahrenheit's alternate name in America is the Indigo Prophecy.
Nice.
Oh, there it is.
So
nice.
Shout out of the week.
Right, guys. So we're kind of coming towards the end of the show. I think what we should do now is promote a conference that's going to be happening on the 28th and 29th of July. That is the 8-Bit Gaming Conference. It is at Griffiths College, and we're all going to be there, aren't we?
Yeah.
On the Sunday.
No, yeah. Well, Republic of Gaming is going to be at it all weekend. I'll be there myself. There's going to be a lot happening at it, and it's going to be fantastic. If you're into retro gaming, this is the one to go to this year. 8-Bit Conference last year was fantastic. The arcade machines downstairs stole the show. Everyone loves diving back into some Streets of Rage or beating each other up in Street Fighter. They're going to have tournaments. They're going to have panels. They had cosplay from Nate, the Guild of Nerds. The atmosphere last year was fantastic. Like, if you want, like, you were there yourself, Ronan, on the second day, and you did a video, and you did actually a podcast from it, didn't you, yourself?
Yeah, we did a podcast. We had a panel last year, and like everything that you say, it was a great atmosphere. I think there's something special about that kind of retro scene where everybody is just there for total fun, and I'll be there again this year. Paddy, if I can make it down on the Saturday, I will be there. If I get as much work done as possible, I might be able to skip out on work and get down to you for about 12. So I'll be there hopefully about after 12 o'clock on the Saturday, and then we'll head home, and then we'll head up back again on the Sunday, where we are going to be doing a live podcast. And any of you listen out there, if you want to come over and just join in for a little chat or have some fun, and buy a t-shirt, make sure you grab one of these bad boys so you're part of the crew. We're just down to earth guys, like, we want to create a community that people feel a part of. And Ep.4 is a great place for the Republic of Gaming just to meet up and have some fun.
Ep.4 itself is a very family day oriented. Like it's definitely for gamers, but a lot of it is for the likes of ourselves who's you're hitting 30 or 35, kind of 40, and you remember playing. You're still way off that. Well, I'm not. I'm 30, and you can bring your child down and you can show the games that you used to play. Like you sit there and you play Street Fighter with them and you see their faces light up like, oh my god, look at these characters, look what they're doing, look at the fighting. And it's such a great day out. Like it's just a great family day out for people, and it's a great place to meet your mates and everything like that. There, like the vendors as well. If you're looking to buy, if you're a collector, which I know a lot of people that are on the channel and follow the Republic of Gaming are collectors. I've seen some fantastic collections that I adore. Some people have walls of stuff, and I wish I had that much stuff. But if you want to come down and buy something, the retro Alpha is going to be there. Who has is it Player One Gaming going? I think. And
Player One Gaming, Shane Dunn will be there. Retro Gamer Ireland, Nisha O'Hare is.
Nisha's going to be there. The all class Irish gamers are going to be representing it, big style as usual. It's going to be a great weekend, and I can't wait. I'll drop the link for the tickets in the description, and I'll probably be able to get everyone some percentage off who's ever with Republic Gaming as well.
Sweet. So that is Ep.4 Big Conference on the 28th, 29th of July, Griffiths College. Do not miss it. If you have any information that you want, just ask any of us, and we'll be happy to help you out. Paddy, there's a few people on the Facebook talking about this giveaway. Do you want to kind of fill them in on what exactly we're going to do? Because we're a little bit unprepared with the giveaway this week, but we're going to maybe push it to next week. And
you want to show it off a bit?
Which one was it?
Throw it up there.
We're gonna give away this. It's actually licensed from Capcom. I don't think they make it themselves, but it's obviously licensing. But it's a great looking Guile MB Bison. It's a brilliant poster. We're giving away some 2 tickets to 8-bit as well. But what I'm gonna do is probably do a special podcast or a special live something on Saturday, and we'll try and promote a bit more and try and get some more followers on the page, because you only got 2. So we'll try to get some more up to enjoy the content with us, and then we'll give this away on Saturday.
Shout out to those 2 guys.
Yeah, shout out to those 2 guys.
We're not forgetting about you.
But we're gonna do the FIFA draw. Ow.
That's one of the prizes for the FIFA tournament.
So the FIFA draw is the Republic of Gaming FIFA World Cup, and myself and Paddy are going to do the draw here. I have a bowl full of names, and Paddy has a bowl full of countries.
Well, I have an American hat. I think it's the Vikings. Is it Vikings, Kev?
NFL team, yeah, Minnesota Vikings.
Just chat there for a second, guys. I'll be back in a second. My son is after waking up at a great time.
Oh no!
Oh no! Technical issues.
I think we have a few prizes for the FIFA World Cup.
Yeah, we do. Yeah. We're going to give away this other poster.
It's a Sea of Thieves one.
Sea of Thieves one. And it's actually the certificate of authenticity on it as well. It's obviously made. It's made by the same people, the Capcom licenses. Is it? Rare license. Sorry, Rare. You can't read upside down. We're going to give that away. We're going to give away. Roland has a T-shirt there. He's supposed to show up. We're going to give that away. A Republic Game T-shirt. You can see it on Fano there. He's a fantastic model. Stand up, Fano. Stand up, Fano. Give us a twirl. And we're going to give a.
You're wearing one.
Yeah, I'm wearing one, but you're better looking.
Well, that's true.
And Roland just left us.
Was it?
Now tickets? We can. Tickets to 8-bit as well. 2 tickets for the Sunday of 8-bit.
It's
Oh,
great.
here he
um,
comes.
They're all together.
You are?
I think we were going to have a bit of a conversation about the World Health Organization coming out with something about a gaming addiction or an addiction to gaming. But I think that's such a huge topic. We might need some time to
It might need
research
its
it.
own
What do you guys
show.
think?
Yeah, we can give his own show, yeah.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, I think we need some time to research it. It's such a huge topic. Like,
Yeah. Sorry about that break, guys. But no, we'll. That was meant to be topic of the week, but this show has just kind of got ahead of us here. So yeah, we might kind of come and do a full show about that, maybe a half an hour snippet.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
maybe on Saturday or something.
Yeah, Saturday. We could do like a mini show on Saturday and do a
Do
few
that giveaway
giveaways
as
and
well.
stuff like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So apologies that we're a little bit. The weather has everyone, sweating,
We had a lot-
sweating bullets here.
We had a lot to say.
We had a lot to say, but so are we going to do this draw, Paddy? Is
Yeah.
This is where we're at.
Right, well, the papers here are all crumbled up in the hat.
So I have the ball here.
I have the countries and Ronan has the names.
Right.
Ronan actually just has a bowl of cornflakes.
Yeah.
He's been munching away. That's where he went out for the milk.
Right, here's the first name.
Yeah.
Sorry, no. Let me just get.
Good luck, lads. Whoever gets Japan.
Japan have a class team.
Who is this, boys?
Can't see it.
Can't see
Okay.
it.
Okay, I'll do it. Okay, it's John Hart. If you can see that.
Oh,
John Hart.
Jesus. That's a big fella now to be taken on.
He is. John Hart is getting.
John Hart gets what team?
My good
Colombia.
friend John.
Colombia. We should read on this
Colombia.
marker. Colombia.
Oh, he's not going to be happy about that. He was delighted that they lost yesterday.
Well, that's his comeuppance now. Right here, I'll go first this time.
Okay.
Right. Portugal.
Portugal.
Oh, Colombia v Portugal. Who gets Portugal?
Gerd Sheehan. I'm raging you can't actually see that. Oh, there you go.
There you go, there you go.
Gerd Sheehan.
He's another Fortnite addict.
Yeah,
You
he
gotta
was
call
in. He was in the last tournament as well, I do believe.
Yeah, I used to play with him in Fortnite.
Okay.
Right, you first this time, I suppose.
Yep.
Oh, we're doing the ABBA system here, are we?
Hey, is anyone writing these down?
It is
I am
the
right.
king of all kings, Paddy Toner.
Ah, Jesus.
How does Paddy get?
Watch
Kevin,
shitbox.
do you wanna come in?
Kevin, come in and grab the team for him.
Kevin, do you want to grab the team?
Okay, one sec.
Come on, Kev.
Look, Paddy's up, pulling ones up to the top there, look.
Oh, look, shake. Oh,
Probably should be writing these down.
Oh, what one was that there?
Kevin,
Ironically
right
fell out.
In the camera.
Who does Paddy get?
Belgium.
Oh, it's a great team.
Yeah, absolute cheating.
Belgium.
Oh my god.
It's coming home. Wait, no, that's England.
Portugal.
So who are
Paddy
you playing?
Toner.
Right, I think King
Belgium.
Kevin. Right,
I'm taking these names down if you want to just whatever.
Okay, you're taking them down. Sweet. Then I
right,
don't
I'll
have
go
to worry
first
about
this
it.
time.
Paddy's playing.
I go first this. No, I'm.
Oh yeah,
Huh?
team first. Team first. Sorry.
You going
It's
team?
coming home. England.
Oh,
Belgium. Ooh, Belgium have
It
beaten
is.
England in the World Cup so far.
Shawn Michael.
Great
Shawn
name.
Michaels, as in the wrestler. Dun, dun,
Yeah,
dun, dun.
Shawn Michaels.
Woo, woo.
You think I'm cute? You know I'm sexy.
You got the looks.
He probably doesn't
Paddy
like
going
that
to
song
kick
at
in the
all.
face. He probably hates it.
You have now unsubscribed.
Okay. Next one is Player One Gaming Shane Dunn.
Oh Jesus!
Ah,
Dunn can't do it. It can't be done.
ooh,
Mexico.
Not
that's not a
bad.
bad side to
Right with
have.
that.
And he will be playing against Paddy.
Paddy, no, Denmark.
So Denmark. This is
Denmark.
me for
That's an even enough game.
Oh, here we go. Kenneth Byrne.
In the chat.
They can't get Mexico.
No, I
Denmark.
got Denmark.
Denmark.
Oh, Denmark. Oh,
I'll go
That's
next.
going to save him.
It is myself.
Oh,
Wait a
here
second.
comes Japan.
Japan,
me have a
come
look.
on, baby.
Let me have a look through these. No. He's playing. I know he is. Argentina.
Oh,
not
what
bad.
a
No.
I've got
Fixed.
Messi.
fixed.
Is he going to take it for the second time? He
Oh
better
no,
not.
we're having technical difficulties.
Right. Right, am I going first this time?
Go for it.
What he's playing against?
Switzerland.
Oh,
No
Swaziland.
paw. No paw.
It is Keith Bunyan, another guy that was in the previous tournament.
Nice. And the lads going mad here. They're like, woo, yeah. Football.
Yeah, woo,
Okay,
yeah.
I'll go.
Kenneth Byrne said, "Feckin' Denmark."
Sorry, Ken. I thought you were Mexico.
Okay, I hope I got this name right because whoever named you this needs their hand shaken. Devon Kelly, get the tables.
I met Devon actually in Dublin.
Oh, what a name! Well, who's Devon getting? Give him someone good.
It's
Brazil. No.
Russia.
Russia.
Ooh.
The home
Russia.
nation. Just if they play people like they are in the fucking World Cup, that'd be class.
Well, that's
I'm
true
first,
as well.
I'm
Let's
first,
do
I'm
this,
first.
Paddy.
And he'll be playing Croatia.
Isn't that the actual draw?
Croatia. Derek Grimes. The beast that is Derek Grimes that got to the final in the last one. You have Croatia, D.
Croatia's a good team, man.
Derek is touching 7 foot. He's an absolute monster of a man. But he couldn't beat me in the FIFA tournament in the final last. So,
Yeah, he won't beat you in this way. He's got Dejan Lovren as a centre back.
well, that's true as well. Okay, next one, guys,
Dun, dun, dun.
is Alan Devon.
And
He
playing
has
as?
Japan. Awesome.
Ooh.
Japan. Okay.
Paddy. I mean, they've got Kagawa, they've got Nagamoto, they've
They've
got.
got Sun.
Yeah. That's true.
We have Son as well. Jeez, I'm hot.
Paddy Joseph.
And he has Spain.
Spain, nice.
Jesus.
Are you first? Are you first? You first.
Go for it.
Sweden.
Sweden.
Sweden without Zlatan.
It is Don McNally.
Oh, nice, Don.
Okay, I'll go. There's not much left, is there? Brazil haven't been called yet.
No, here they come, I'd say.
Alan Fogarty, another previous FIFA tournament player.
Has got Brazil.
Nice.
Brazil. La 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 la.
Are you going?
Yeah. The one and only Uruguay.
Suarez and Cavani, the dynamic
Good
duo.
friend from EA, Oisin Glennon. I think he'll be
Up
happy
the
with
EA.
them, actually.
You always say
Suarez.
these things, right? Yeah.
Godin.
That has been your draw.
So the last person is James McDonough.
Way, well done, James. Uruguay. Quite a guy.
No.
No,
James McDonough had someone else.
Paddy hasn't got enough teams.
Hold on.
I think he lost one when he shook the hat earlier.
Did I? Whoops.
Did France
Who-
come out?
No.
Oh,
that's
France.
It.
That's who he
France.
has.
That's it.
he's France.
Cheers, that's a solid game. Brazil, France.
Lucky dip. Where did France go?
So the way the competition is going to be played, guys, whatever team you got, it is going to be the same structure as the final 16 in the real tournament. So whoever you're playing, you will you'll know by now. We're not going to draw it out, and yeah, the way we're going to work it is the same as the last one. You have a week to play your opposition, and then the following week will be the next round, and then you have another week to play your opposition. We're going to try and get PSN names up and the tournament table up as soon as we can, but just go with that for now. If you can play them straight away, go and do it and get them out of the way. Make sure they are 6-minute games, and yeah, that's really it. Play clean.
If you have a means to stream it to the group here. Oh well, like it would be great if you could. You know,
Yeah.
like any games you can stream to the group, it would be fantastic. We're gonna try and do a few. If any of us, well, like a few of us would have the means to do it, so we'll probably stream our games. And if you stream yours, it'd be great for community spirit. I'd enjoy it in there.
Definitely. I think the more games we stream, the more professional it'll make it, and we'll try and do an even bigger one next time around.
Yeah.
So if
For the crack.
if we want to do our shout outs, we can get out of here. Paddy, shout out whatever you need to shout, and let's do this.
Well, as always, I want to thank the Republic of Gaming community. It's been hopping in there the last week or two. I love the conversations there when having. I love how clean and, like, as I was saying to Ronan last night, a lot of the gaming community has a lot of venom in it, and I'd want to keep that as far away from the Republic of Gaming as possible. So, like, if everyone just has a nice conversation and gets their points across and not get, like, it's not happening in the Republic of Gaming, which is great. Not be getting angry and just, you know, let
it run.
Live and let live.
Seamus is out of here.
Yeah, and you can follow me on Paddy the Pagan on Twitch and Paddy the Pagan on Twitter. And if you need to talk to me or need to ask a question about the Republic of Gaming, just give us a message on the page. And see you next week.
Kev, let's shout out your handles.
Oh well, you can maybe up at Kevin Toner on Twitter and Martoof on YouTube. If you search Martoof, you'll pretty much find me anywhere.
Sweet. I have to say that was an awesome show. It got a little bit of ahead of ourselves with topics and whatnot, but I enjoyed the hell out of it. I think we had some really good conversations. And as always, I just want to end the show by thanking everyone that has been a part of this amazing movement. The Republic of Gaming has always been about creating a great community, and without all of you, it simply wouldn't work. From Paddy, Seamus, and Kevin, I have been your host, Ronan Fox. This has been the Republic of Gaming podcast, and we are out.
Peace.